Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Inside the Crazy Ant Farm. We got some more quarantine gang coming on the show this week.
Yes.
Super excited. Ella Thomas and Ryan Krause.
Yes, the real life married couple.
Yeah.
And they play married couple Willa and Chase on Quarantine.
Yes, oh my goodness.
I can't remember the last time I've laughed this hard.
Yeah.
Like, it was gotta be one of the, it was gotta be. Like, I'm already, bumbled. Like, one of the most fun interviews we've ever had.
Honestly.
I mean, it's just been, trust me when I tell you, though, guys, tuck the kids away. Get them in bed before, get your bottle of wine. Get ready. Because this interview might get you blushing a little bit.
A little risque.
You have been warned.
Yes, I hope y'all are prepared. But yeah, man, that just so fun. That interview is later on in the show. Now, let's get a little crazy. What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Inside the Crazy Ant Farm. Holy moly! Episode 116 this week.
116.
Oh,
what?
My goodness!
It's so insane.
Absolutely
like
wild.
I can't believe that we're already 3.5, 4 months, like something like that, past our 100th show.
Yeah.
Like this year is just like fuck COVID. It's just blowing by.
It's insane. It's insane. And this is a special one because I'm sure everyone has seen on our social media pages that we released an interview last week on Wednesday.
Yes, we had a bonus interview.
That's right.
That's how busy we are.
Exactly.
We non-stop working, man. Yeah, Ben Milliken.
Yes.
And man, was it a good one.
It was.
This guy was just so inspiring. He's from down under.
Yeah.
And, a boxer turned actor.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if you guys haven't checked that out, be sure to check it out. It's a really interesting story. He's got a movie playing in the theaters right now, Mighty Oak.
Yep.
And it's just really, he's got great advice for up-and-comers. This guy's got a once you set your mind to it, you do it attitude, and it's a really great interview. Check that out for sure.
Definitely. Very positive individual. Like ourselves and your host with the most, myself, J-Lo Fantastic, and the one and only Mal.
What's up?
Man, oh man, we got a lot to talk about. Some COVID-related, some not. I mean, Marvel, DC, fucking Sony, Hulu, Netflix, all the good stuff, guys.
Yes.
All the good stuff. But before we get this thing started, we got to plug our website, crazyantmedia.com.
We do.
Where you can find what's happening here at Crazy Ant Media. Anything that you want to know about Crazy Ant Media is on our website, crazyantmedia.com. You can check out the Inside the Crazy Ant Farm page, our professional bios, and also our merchandise page where you can start rocking the latest and greatest Crazy Ant Media gear. Oh my goodness.
We wear
so
it
damn
every
good.
day.
It's true.
Every day.
It's true.
It's true.
And everybody asks us about it. What's that? Like, oh, yep, it's that crazy shit.
That's the best feeling, too, like when somebody, or when they recognize, like, oh my God, it's the Crazy Ant guys. It's like, yes, that's us, know. So awesome.
So good. So good. And just for y'all who watch the weekly address, the State of the Company address, we will be back at that next week. We just wanted to take some time off doing some stuff.
We're road tripping.
Yeah, we are touring some studios. Everybody knows that. We are a production company, first and foremost. So, touring some studios, seeing where we're going to shoot some shit.
Yeah, because like everybody, we were trying to figure out where the hell we're going to be able to shoot stuff.
Yeah.
And we're getting ready to talk about that.
Yeah. But yeah, guys, be expecting that next week. And we also have some amazing news. Crazy Ant Media has hired an intern.
Yes. Oh my gosh, we're so excited about this. She is going to come on board. She's going to be helping us out so much in all different aspects. You guys are going to get to know her really well.
Yes.
Look for the announcement because we're going to announce her real soon, and I think you guys are going to love her, and she's going to be a huge help. I can't wait to bring her on.
I agree. But, man, like you said, people looking for fucking places to shoot some shit.
Woo!
And, Los Angeles is no different. It's, obviously one of the most impacted states in the United States with the whole COVID virus. Oh, my goodness. Los Angeles County has issued an extensive regulations for the stage of film. Like, basically, there can only be so many people on a set, and even when you are on set, you got to be
Yeah.
quiet to make sure like you don't pass each other's germs through like talking bubbles. Is that what they refer to?
Yeah. I mean, it's insane. First of all, they released these rules, and they're saying as of today, I guess these rules will allow production in Los Angeles County to start as of today.
Yeah.
But realistically, the studios are saying no shot, man. We're not even thinking until like August because some of these rules are just absolutely crazy. By the way, Los Angeles County still on the upswing in COVID cases, not the downside yet. So I think this is crazy, but some of these rules, man. First of all, they have to follow the strictest rules for social distancing. Okay, 6 feet apart. You know the rules. You know how that goes.
Yeah.
Right. Essential cast and crew will be allowed on set.
Yeah.
Actors should wash their hands before every scene. These crack me up right here. Any prolonged physical contact, for example, fight scenes or sex scenes, it's discouraged.
Which is crazy because, I mean, the two biggest things right now are action superhero movies and rom-coms. So what the fuck?
Exactly. And here's my favorite part. Actors are mandated to keep as silent as possible to avoid spreading droplets through talking.
That's what it was, droplets.
So talkies are dead, guys. We're going back to the silent era, apparently. How do actors remain as silent as possible? What the fuck? Like, how is that going to go down?
Doesn't make much sense, guys. I mean, especially since we're supposed to be portraying real life, right?
Exactly.
I mean, people have conversations. Nobody just texts each other in the same room.
Yeah, I mean, come on. And by the way, forget extras.
Yeah,
because crowd scenes are also discouraged. They would rather you just not have those. So if you got your main people walking down the city in New York City, you're not going to see anybody. Times Square, no. No.
And I mean, it's the same. You know how you go on set and there's normally craft services for basically all the actors and creators who are on set so they can eat. Because, I mean, you're spending like 12-hour days there.
Right.
Well, now this is no longer a thing. You cannot have craft services on your set right now.
Yeah, no buffet table. And when there is food, because they have to feed you, it's one single serving.
Exactly.
Like, the good old days of craft services where you could walk up to the buffet table like 85 times, just keep feeding your face.
It sounds like a whole bunch of box lunch type shit. Like, here, take your box. Like, it's crazy that this is where we're at. But, I mean, honestly, they just shouldn't have opened up yet. I mean, especially in Los Angeles. They just shouldn't have.
I mean, and get this. The things that normally film, like TV shows that film in front of a live studio audience or an audience, paid staff members are encouraged to be the audience. And even they have to sit like so far. I'm just like, this is all insane to me.
Yeah.
Like, and that's why at the top of the show, like we said, we were in North Carolina, scouting out sound stages and locations in North Carolina. And because, guys, much like the studio said, they're thinking August. This stuff, nobody knows.
No.
Even when they say go ahead and film, when you look at these rules and you're like, how?
Exactly.
How the fuck are we going to film something under these guidelines? I don't know. And then the real question is, and Logan brought this up last week, which was a great question. Can they get insured?
Yeah.
Every production has to be insured, guys. I mean, that's just part of the process. And from what we're understanding, I guess anybody that had started production or was about to go into production in March who had already attained their insurance, they'll be able to keep going under that policy. But anybody who didn't, can they even get a new policy?
Yeah.
Like so that could prohibit people from filming right away because they can't get insured. So I don't know, man.
It just seems like they are really just trying to help out their economic state, which, I mean, isn't in any good place right now because literally all the productions are heading down to Georgia.
Yeah, man.
Like productions going down to Georgia to make some great films.
I mean, seriously. Guys, are you ready for these numbers? This is insane. The governor of Georgia, the office of the governor, Brian Kemp, he said today, he released a statement earlier today, that major motion picture, television, and streaming companies plan to bring back and hire, are you ready for this, 40,000 production workers who will be employed on an expected 75 different productions to be filming in Georgia. Okay, 75, guys. That's going to bring in more than $2 billion into their economy. So that's $2 billion leaving California, guys, and going to Georgia.
Yeah, and these aren't the small studios that are coming.
No.
I mean, it's Walt Disney, it's NBC Universal, Netflix, Sony, Paramount, and Warner Brothers.
Yeah,
They're all headed down there.
Yeah, basically everybody is coming here. I mean, we already knew that they were kind of filming some stuff. You know, Marvel has filmed some stuff there, and like, you know, but now it just seems like they're fleeing on massive left, and you can't blame them. You know, these guys are itching to get back to work too because they're losing money left and right by not having these movies pumping out revenue. You know,
Yeah, but at the same time, it's very worrisome because California is way down here with their guidelines. It seems like Georgia is way up here with their guidelines. Like, the pendulum is just not swinging in the favor of everyone's health.
Right.
So I feel like this could also be, like, a bad thing. Like, we're not on a down curve yet. I mean, I know people aren't really talking about COVID anymore because of, you know, like riots and things like that going on in our country right now. But still, like, this disease is it's not even close to being done yet.
No. And here's the crazy thing, because Georgia has seen a little bit of the downslide, but will it skyrocket back up?
Exactly.
Once these films start shooting again, or these TV shows start shooting again, because who's to say that won't happen? We've already seen it, like when people go to the beach, boom, increase in
yeah,
you know,
right there.
I don't know, man. I
mean, we
think
saw
it's
what
crazy.
happened with the theaters in Texas.
Exactly.
Like, fucking theaters in Texas open up, and then, like, a week later, like, 1,000 more cases pop up.
Yeah.
It's really scary, and this next one is even more scary because, I mean, it's an actual, like, theme park, wide crowd,
Right.
like, venue. Disneyland is talking about reopening in California, and Disney's theme park division sets to plan for phased opening. I mean, obviously, that's what you have to do right now. Of the Disneyland Resort and Disneyland California Adventure will start to welcome guests back July 17th. That's, like, right around the corner, man. And like we said, California is, like, not even at the peak yet.
Yeah, I mean, you know, for Disneyland sits in Orange County, but guys, it's literally just a rock's throw from Los Angeles County. Okay, we know they opened. They announced the opening for Disney World. We know overseas they've opened already. But this one just seems crazy to me because unlike Florida, again, who's kind of on the downslope now, which. Who knows after they open Disney World and Universal what's going to happen. But California is not, guys.
No, yeah.
They are still increasing in COVID cases. So I think most of us, agree, and most of the people in California agree. They've already got a petition with more than 20,000 people signing it saying, please don't.
Exactly.
We love Disneyland, but please don't open it.
And I mean, even coming from us, and at least me personally, obviously, you guys know, we love Disney. Like, they are the pinnacle of what we want to be. But right now, I would sign that shit.
Yeah, hell yeah.
I mean, your health is more important than, like, entertainment that you love. So, I mean, don't die over some fucking, like, ride, like theme park ride. So,
Exactly.
I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do, man. Hopefully they take the petition in consideration and just not move forward with it. But, I mean, we'll see, man. We'll see.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little worrisome. But they're still flip-flopping, making arrangements, making moves on the movie side of it because we still don't know about theaters yet.
No idea.
Although we heard AMC's planning on kicking into full swing in a couple of weeks, and so we don't know. But apparently they've announced more changes, more release date changes, and they're going to do more stuff straight to Disney+. The one and only Ivan, which we talked about last week on the show, it's going to go now straight to Disney+ on August 21st.
Or 2 weeks ago.
A couple weeks ago, yeah. And that is the third title now to be pulled off their theatrical release after Artemis Fowl, which is actually today. It debuts today, and Hamilton that we talked about. So, I don't know.
It's absolutely wild. And then what is this? The Peter Jackson documentary, The Beatles Get Back, which was initially set for September 4th of this year, will now close a year later. Oh shit!
Yeah,
fucking for August 27th of 2021. Damn.
I know, and I'm super excited about this one because this is the one with all the archive footage and never before seen footage of their last appearance together as the Beatles on the rooftop, man. So I'm just bummed about this one.
I know. I like said, it's just everything has gotten hit by a storm right now, it feels like. So, I mean, let's see what happens. But I like this next one, though, because it's a push towards diversity, and it's
Yes.
definitely something that needs to be more and more. ABC has chosen its first black romantic lead for The Bachelor.
Yes.
Picking Matt James to head the 2021 version of the reality dating franchise. James was set to be a prospective suitor for The Bachelorette before the show and hit the production shutdown, all that good stuff. Well, all that bad stuff, I should say.
Right.
He becomes the first black bachelor in the show's 18-year history. What the fuck?
Yeah, and only the second black person in the lead ever, Rachel Lindsay for The Bachelorette. They're the only two in the 18 years that have been black leads.
It's a little fucked
Like,
up.
yeah, 18 years? Come on, guys. I mean, what the yeah, like,
Yeah, it's
I just don't
pretty fucked
understand.
up.
Yeah, why it took so long.
Yeah,
I mean,
producers, get your shit together.
right?
Like,
I just don't even know how to. First of all, we've mentioned this countless times on this show. I don't get the fascination of The Bachelor or Bachelorette. Anyway,
No, it's
I've
weird.
never understood the whole kind of thing, but I feel like after 18 years, this should have happened way sooner than
Yeah.
that. We should mention really quick that now that the guidelines have been set in California and Newsom and all that, it looks like Marvel films and television shows are going to be swinging back into production here pretty soon. We don't know though. That's the rumor, so we'll keep an eye on that, man. There's a lot of stuff going on with that.
yeah. Oh, heading over to the Bunny, Warner Media. You guys know it. You guys love it. But there's been some a little drama. Warner Brothers has canceled the Paris screening of Gone with the Wind at Rex Theater on June 23rd. The screening
Yep.
of Gone with the Wind had been scheduled to celebrate the reopening of the theaters and everything like that after France's 3-month shutdown. But I mean, I'm sure everyone had seen earlier this week, HBO Max decided to take it off and then put it back on.
Yeah. They, silently, by the way, took it off. Like, didn't announce it, just kind of disappeared off HBO Max. And then I guess took some heat for that. I don't know. But then they decided that they were going to put it back up, but they've kind of like put this disclaimer at the front of it saying that they're not okay with the way that the slaves are interpreted in this film.
Yeah.
So there you go. And I mean, this is just going rampant everywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, this kind of stuff is there's rumors left and right about stuff being taken off. Dukes of Hazzard is the latest one I saw that they're thinking about yanking it off of everywhere that it's being shown because of the link to the Deep South and slavery and stuff. I mean, I don't see this trend dying.
Yeah.
We're talking about what Disney censored a couple of films, with the Krause and, Song of the South, the ride at Disney World is being hammered because it plays the song, and just, I don't know, man. I don't know.
Honestly, in my opinion, because everybody has different views and everybody has different things that they want to see. We talked about it a while ago, like a long time ago, when Spotify created the mute button for like R. Kelly and specifically. But I think these streaming services should have the mute button for certain content that some people don't want to see. But at the same time, they shouldn't take off that content if other people want to see it, because I mean, that is their product, that is their content. They have the right to show that. But like I said, if a certain person doesn't want to see something, they shouldn't be able to not say they don't want to have it on
exactly.
there. So.
Well, and HBO even said in their statement that they're not allowed to edit it.
Yeah.
I guess that's. I mean, you're taking a creator's work and basically chopping it up if you decide to cut out certain elements of the project.
Right.
And I just and plus. You can't erase history.
Yeah.
I'm all for the changes, and I'm all for making things right, and I'm all for doing things that bring attention and awareness and get this, racism shit out of here once and for all. But you can't erase history. I mean, I think it's important, I don't know. It's a controversial topic, and I mean, there's a lot of art out there that could be subject to this, and so we're just gonna keep an eye on this, man. It's speaking of, I mean, there's so many different things going on with that, and we have a little bit more about that in the news also. One thing, we talked about this, Batman, the new Batman, maybe Joker again in the trilogy. What?
Yeah, I fucking... Like, Oscar-winning performance by Joaquin Phoenix. Why are you gonna make that a one and done? I'm a little irked by that. It's
I know. So many other ridiculously awesome villains and or storylines, guys, that you could go with. Don't do this. We really like Matt Reeves' idea for Batman and going with the whole detective, world's greatest detective and film noir, old school kind of a thing. Don't fuck it up by bringing Joker back.
Exactly.
I mean, enough is enough, guys. What were we talking about? We love the idea of the whole Batman Deathstroke storyline and bringing in Nightwing and Batgirl and the whole Batman family.
Yeah.
Kind of so much better stories there than retelling the Joker again.
Exactly.
Just
exactly. In my opinion.
you know.
And bring fucking. I mean, they touched on him in Christopher Nolan's Batman, but I really want to see the dynamic between Batman and Scarecrow.
Yeah.
Like, because like that is a freaking mad evil scientist that's fucking a whole bunch of shit up that does not have superpowers that could have Batman test his intelligence and test his thinking process. And I mean, this is where he's like learning a whole bunch of shit.
Right.
So I mean, yeah.
Did you guys know Batman has a kid?
Did you know?
See, if they brought in, went back to Ra's al Ghul and Ra's daughter, and you bring in Damian and like all the guys, there's so many other. Leave Joker alone.
Yeah,
just leave Joker alone.
I know.
I
mean, just saying, just saying. But some other exciting news heading over to Sony now. Sony has some shit going on. Surprisingly.
But it's only about this because it's the only time we ever talk about Sony. Yeah.
Nothing else is happening. Production has begun on Sony Pictures animation Spider-Man Into the Spider-Universe 2.
Yes.
That's so excited. Details of the sequel have been kept largely under wraps. I mean, But Shamik Moore is expecting to return, which would be amazing among other cast members. So I'm just super excited about this because I think it was a great adaptation of Miles Morales and just that whole storyline. And plus, they're talking about a real-life Spider-Man Into the Spider-Universe.
Yeah. Dude, I'm with you. I absolutely love this. Not only was it a great Spider-Man story, it's got to be the best blended merge of different animation types I've ever seen in film. Like, it was absolutely brilliant. I hope they stick with that in the animation type this time going forward. It's just brilliant. And we are excited about a live action possible. Apparently, they're all in talks for that, so we'll see. That'll be badass.
And I mean, have Shamik be Miles. Like, fucking, he did it perfectly. Have him be Miles.
Exactly. And I mean, look, there's also some rumors out there. Spider-Man 3, the next one with Tom Holland. They're talking Kraven and Scorpion and Venom and everything. They could be setting up Peter's exit, and what better way than to have Miles come in?
Exactly.
Live action Miles to take over Spider-Man. That would be badass.
And I mean, they kind of hinted at it. Freaking Donald Glover, Donald Glover's character that was in, I think, the first Spider-Man.
Yep.
That's freaking Miles Morales' uncle, in the fucking first Spider-Man Into the Spider-Universe. That was the villain.
Exactly.
Exactly.
It's all connected. Remember, Scorpion was hinted at by in the first one too. It's all connected.
But more stuff being canceled in the midst of all this stuff that's happening in the world right now. Cops, everybody knows the show Cops. Bad Boys.
Yes.
Yep, it's being taken off. The schedule, it was scheduled to premiere its 33rd season.
Yeah, how crazy is
that?
That's
insane.
Yeah.
Has been canceled amid the widespread protests against racism and police brutality sparked by George Floyd's death. But I think this is kind of a bad thing, in my opinion, because a lot of people depict police officers as just assholes and one certain type of person, but Cops kind of showed the realism, the humanity of the people that wear the black and blue uniforms.
Right.
And I mean, that kind of, I feel like that takes away from like everything that's going on right now.
Yeah, I agreed. And I mean, if you have to show the real side of everything, because there is always two sides to every story, like you said, and while the cops are being portrayed one way right now, and rightfully so, but you shouldn't just show the bad cops. You've got to also show the good cops, because there are good cops also. And I mean, if we take heat for saying that, we're going to take heat for saying that, but it's just true. Not all of them are out there to kill people.
Exactly.
And yeah, I mean, for anybody who doesn't know, Paramount Network had this thing most recently. They picked it up after Fox canceled it way back a few years ago.
Yeah.
So, but they have no plans. Their official statement said it's not on right now, and they have no plans of putting it back on or picking it back up. So there you go.
I know, and following that, A&E has decided to cancel the police reality series Live TV. And A&E said in a statement, this is a crucial time in our nation's history, and we have made the decision to cease production on Live PD. And going forward, we would determine if there is a clear pathway to tell stories of both the community and the police officers whose role is to serve them.
Yeah, and Dan Abrams pretty much said the same thing you just did in his statement. He said it was an overreaction and that the show does show cops in a positive light, and he feels this is a bad move.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We'll, like I said, we're going to keep an eye on these things because I think we're going to see a lot more of this stuff happening.
Exactly.
We're really excited about this next one.
Some fun stuff, some good stuff.
It was a no-brainer for us. We knew.
I know.
I mean, come on.
I was honestly worried, though, because they took forever to
I know.
announce it. Like,
it's true. But Zoe's
Yes.
Extraordinary Playlist is coming back for season 2, officially been renewed. And I love what they said about it. Lisa Katz and Tracy Pacosta, the co-presidents of scripted programming for NBC, they said this. They said, we were overwhelmed by the number of people who fell in love with Zoe's Extraordinary Playlist, us.
Yep, right here.
And how much joy it actually brought to everyone, us. And we're thrilled to bring it back and can't wait to see how Zoe's journey continues. You guys know we love the show. We had the creator on, Austin Winsberg, and we had Mandy Moore, the producer and choreographer, and we had Andrew Leeds on, and David himself. And so we love this show. Pumped it's coming back.
Yes.
Now just do Council of Dads, guys. That's the next one. Just announce that one, get that shit over, say it's coming back.
Exactly.
We already know This Is Us is coming back, so we want all the tearjerkers back.
Yes.
That's all we need.
It's good shit, man.
It's good shit.
It's good shit. Everybody needs a good cry.
You want to cry, go to NBC. It's
they
fantastic.
got you covered, man. But, I mean, they're also doing some amazing things on the film side of things.
Yes.
It appears that Universal is still the king of video on demand, especially with their new content that they're putting out. I mean, we talked about once this whole thing started, COVID-19 started, Trolls World Tour just rocked and rolled. Freaking The Invisible Man, along with Specialized Unit Focus, The High Note, Harriet, Emma, all scored high on the video on demand ratings. And I mean, Trolls returned to #1 on Amazon Prime, which is crazy because Amazon Prime has a lot of shit.
Exactly. And what? Invisible Man is at tops iTunes.
Yeah.
High Note is #2 at Spectrum. So all of these things are kicking ass. So, and
exactly.
Harriet, #2 on iTunes right now. So.
Exactly. Just killing it. And another one that is about to be released is King of Staten Island, which is the Pete Davidson basically portraying himself and telling how he came up and all that good stuff. Of course, that one is also going to be at $19.99 rentals starting today. So be sure to check that one out. And they also just announced a Blumhouse horror mystery, You Should Have Left. Oh shit, with Kevin Bacon
and Amanda Seyfried.
Yeah,
so, June 19th. So next week, got that one coming out.
Exactly, and I mean they're killing it. That's what it is.
They're doing it. They're doing it!
Yeah.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, for the only O that matters.
Yes.
Oh,
I know.
The only O that matters. Yeah. Oprah herself, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, boy.
You know, Oprah has always been, she started in journalism, she stays with journalism, she's got that drive and she's got that, getting into the community and getting stuff addressed. And so, no different. Oprah on OWN did a 2-night spotlight, Where Do We Go From Here, talking about the George Floyd incident and racism in this country and everything. And when Oprah talks, people listen, guys.
Listen.
11 million viewers overall domestically tuned in, according to Nielsen. 6.7 million viewers on YouTube, Facebook, and other digital platforms, bringing it all the way up to 17.6 million people tuned in over the 2 nights to watch Oprah's special on it. And
it makes sense.
Yeah, I mean... And what I really like is what you talked about with these other shows. Oprah just brings the realism, guys. She doesn't sugarcoat shit. She's like, this is what it is. This is how it is. This is where we have to go. This is what we have to do. How are we going to do this?
And she has an understanding, I feel like, more than any of us. She understands mankind, humankind, over like everything else. It's amazing to watch.
And she has empathy. She can literally see both sides of the story and feel for all involved, not just picking a side and going with it. And
Yeah,
that's why she's the only O that matters.
Yeah, pass off some of that knowledge to Gail King, Oprah. Just saying. I'm just saying.
Bow! Oh!
All right,
Okay.
Netflix, the Gabrielle Union AGC Studios movie The Perfect Find has landed at Netflix. Are you
Yes.
surprised? I am not.
No, I'm not.
But Numa Prier has attached to direct it. Union stars and will also produce via her production company.
Yeah.
I'll Have Another. AGC is financing and producing. So, I mean, it's by no surprise Netflix is catching all of these probably studio productions and just bringing it under its wings and like, here, we'll give you a platform.
Yeah, and Netflix has always been high on diversity, always trying to, have very inclusive roundup of talent, you
Yeah.
know, and recently Gabrielle Union going through all the stuff with NBC Universal and America's Got Talent and all that kind of stuff. Makes sense that Netflix would just pick that right up. By the way, can I say really cool name, I'll Have Another?
Yeah.
That's a cool name for a production company.
Right.
Just, way to go, Gabrielle.
Yeah,
That's
I
what
mean,
it's like.
she's also a big wine fan, so maybe I'll have another.
Yeah. Come on, we'll have one together. It'll be beautiful. I would love that. I would love that. We should say that her and Jessica Alba's Bad Boys spinoff delayed because of the whole COVID thing.
Makes
It was
sense.
supposed to be hitting Spectrum. And remember, it got picked up by Fox, I think it was, right? It's delayed, guys. So unfortunately, we won't see that soon. But
Yeah, stay tuned. Stay tuned for more details. But Amazon doing some things as well. Dave Bautista's new film, My Spy. This one looked pretty freaking funny, especially
does.
like a good family fun film. It's going to hit Amazon Prime June 26th. We talked about this a couple weeks ago. STX sold the film to Amazon after theaters were closed because of all this shit.
Yep.
And the film's previously theatrical release was supposed to be in April, like the 17th. But now it looks like the film may also be provided to drive-ins.
Which seems to be the trend right now. I mean,
Yeah.
that seems to be like if the theaters are closed, let's throw them out there to the drive-ins. And I think that's a great idea. Also, with all these releases, because, we talked about all these things like, oh, okay, they're going here, they're going there, they're going there. But now, over the last couple of weeks, it seems like every week we're talking about they've locked in dates for all these premieres. And it seems like they're all shoring things up.
Right.
It's like, oh, they make all these announcements. We're picking all this shit up, but when can anybody see them? It seems like over the last couple of months, they've just really hammered down, like, here are all the dates, and they're all coming. So.
Because I can only imagine being one of those freaking big wig studio execs. Everything's just up in the air, but now it looks like they're bringing things back down to
Exactly.
life.
Exactly.
It's insane. It's insane.
It is.
But
Same thing with Apple.
Yeah, I mean, Tom Hanks, that war drama that was supposed to be a theatrical release, Greyhound, it's going to make its global debut on Apple July 10th. The announcement came a month after Apple TV bought the worldwide rights to the Sony Pictures Greyhound. Sony get shit together. Following a bidding war for this movie, which was previously set for Father's Day. That would have been a good one.
That would have been a good one.
Sony had originally scheduled Greyhound to be a theatrical release on June 12th, but obviously because of the pandemic, everything was like fucking thrown up in the air. But Apple was like, I'll grab you.
It would have been good Father's Day because Tom Hanks is America's father.
He is.
I feel like just America's father. But yeah, like you said, they're just kind of grabbing them. They're kind of doing these things. I can't believe it's already been a month since we first mentioned that Apple got it.
I know, right?
Like when I read that, I'm like, wow, that was a month ago. We talked about that on the show.
It did not seem like it.
Damn.
I know. It's absolutely bonkers. Ha ha.
No pun intended. All pun intended.
All pun intended. Now it's time to talk about the Oscars. The Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences has announced that Academy Aperture 2025, the latest efforts to increase diversity in the film community, which is very important right now, including the plans more inclusive for the Oscar race to further more diverse representation at the Oscars. The Academy of the Producers Guild of America are creating a task force of industry leaders to develop and implement a new representation and inclusion standards for the Oscars and eligibility by July 31st of 2020.
Yeah, this is a good move, and they announced their newest members too, which was loaded with a lot of color.
That's good.
And that's a good thing. And they keep doing a pretty good job. I like this move. I like that they're going to have a panel and a kind of a board whose sole purpose is to make sure this keeps happening. That's a good thing.
Exactly.
This is an interesting one. You know how every year Best Pictures, you never know how many nominees are going to be? Sometimes it's 8, sometimes it's 4. Now it's 10. They have locked in, starting with the 94th Academy Awards for 2021, there will be 10 Best Picture nominees rather than changing the number every year.
That's a lot.
10. I mean, but I'm happy about this because I feel like this opens the door for a lot of films that you maybe wouldn't see get a shot at it.
Yeah.
And so now they're going to get a shot at it. 10.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to include tent poles.
Yeah,
I mean, how
exactly.
are you going to fill 10 spots if you don't include tent poles?
Exactly.
Black Panther changed the game on that shit.
It did.
I really think so, and I think this is a good move.
Hell, Kevin Feige.
Yeah.
Kevin Feige. We're not worthy.
No, and never will be. We're not worthy. Okay.
Okay, heading over to SAG. Billion star Asia Kate Dillon wrote an impassioned essay this week that called for the SAG Awards to abolish its gender-specific categories. Dillon, who came out as non-binary in 2016, has actively supported an end of award shows' segregated acting categories, argued that the SAG Awards' current categories are exclusionary to non-binary individuals, and said acting performances should not be judged based on the individual's gender. A SAG Awards spokesperson declined to comment on Dillon's essay.
Yeah, pardon me, Asia. They were asked to come on and judge on the panel to pick the winners of the awards and everything, and they said they would be happy to if they eliminated this thing. I kind of agree with this. Yeah, I mean, why should acting always be based on best female or best male or best whatever? They've already done a great job of including ensemble,
right?
Which I thought was a brilliant move. And I mean, Morgan Freeman kind of hinted at this a couple of years ago. Remember when he held up the statue and said that it'll be great when we all are like this with no autonomically correct parts or whatever. This is a good move. I mean, just best actor.
Yeah.
Just tell me who the best actor was on that show or in that film, or to recognize it by female or male, you really are discriminating, I guess. Yeah. And I think it's ridiculous. So.
Yeah. Also, but a little counterpoint to that, I also feel like that some people wouldn't get the award they would necessarily deserve. I mean, just to play a little bit of devil's advocate, because I feel like now that it's broadened, at least for the Oscars, to 10 nominees, if 20 nominees were freaking included in one category because of both genders, I feel like some people would not get what they deserve. So, I don't know. I don't know the answers. I don't have the answers. I'm just playing a little devil's advocate, like I said.
No, but you're right. I mean, if you're going to make it one category, you would be eliminating somebody's chance at getting an award. That's true.
Like, maybe if... This is just a suggestion. Like I said, I don't have the answers. But maybe if someone is non-binary, maybe they get nominated in both male and female.
Or, like eligibility rules. Yeah. Like they'd be eligible to compete in both.
Right.
Maybe. I mean, that's not a bad idea.
Yeah, because my whole thing is yes, we are making way to make everything right and make sure everyone is included, but at the same time, I don't want someone who is well-deserved for that nomination or for that award not to get it because there's so many other people nominated for the same category.
Right.
So I mean, we'll see what
happens. Yeah, it's a good argument,
yeah.
Man. It's a good argument. Now, as the resident geek, I'm gonna take this one because I'm super excited.
Me too.
We talked about this on the show a few weeks ago when San Diego Comic-Con said that they were gonna replace remember they canceled it in person, but they said they were gonna do the whole thing virtually online. And we're like, oh my god, that would be so epic if it was free because we could finally see the halls that you can never get into and blah blah blah. Well, guess what, guys? They announced at Comic-Con at Home, is free.
Yay!
Yeah!
It's so exciting. I mean,
Yes!
fucking panels you only see like a week
Exactly.
after. Like for Marvel, like when they released all of Phase 4 and shit.
Yes.
Like, I'm so excited.
So excited, and they all but say it. It said the plans include online exhibit halls, complete with everyone's favorite exhibitors offering their promotions like they always do. The in-person event, Comic-Con at Home, promises exclusive panels, presentations, comics, gaming, television, film. All the people are going to be there. Except DC said they're going to do their superhero films. They're just going to do their own presentation away from Comic-Con this year. What? Because it's fucked up. You're trying to fix it. We get it.
Yeah, it's
fine.
understandable. It's understandable. You don't even hammer with questions. It's fine.
That's exactly right. But I'm pumped. I couldn't think of a better way to end industry news than to give all the geeks and fans, out there like we are, the good news.
Yeah.
It's free. You are going to Comic-Con this year.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
So excited, man. So freaking excited. And you know what else I'm excited for?
What?
These freaking people to hear this amazing
Yes.
interview today. So good, so good. Ryan Krause
Yes.
and Ella Thomas coming on the show to talk about quarantine life, post quarantine. I mean, still going through it, obviously. But also, while doing this IGTV series, while having a kid.
Yes.
That's a whole new challenge.
Guys, they're a real life married couple with a child that they're trying to do all this around, and whoo, what? I mean, like we said at the top of the show, probably one of, if not the funniest interview we have ever had.
By far.
If you're not laughing at the end of this, something is seriously wrong. Because,
Yeah.
I mean, the whole thing, it's just nonstop laugh. I was literally busting a gut. I was crying so hard I was laughing. This is a good one, man.
It really is. It really is. Well, here they are.
Ella Thomas and Ryan Krause, welcome inside the Crazy Ant Farm. How are y'all?
Yeah, great, guys. Thank you very much.
Oh, man.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Of course. We are super excited to keep the Quarantine Love Fest going.
Definitely.
We have gotten just a huge response from our listeners. They are huge fans of the shows, and they are pumped that you guys keep coming on and talking to us. So we're
Amazing.
super
Well,
excited.
hi, guys. Thanks for supporting.
Oh, man. I tell you what, it is like one of the most interesting things I've ever watched. I swear. It's just entertaining from start to finish.
Yeah, agreed.
Well, that's great.
I mean, we're having a blast doing it. So I think that's really coming across because we actually are enjoying ourselves, strange as it may seem, as we're all filming from our own homes.
Right. So, it does come across really well. It really does. So, listen, it's your first time in the farm. So, what we like to do, first of all, is kind of have you guys introduce yourself a little bit to the listeners and kind of tell them a little bit about the background. How did you get into the industry? Was it something you always wanted to do? Or did you kind of fall into it? Or what's the background a little bit with you guys?
Babe, you want to go first?
No, ladies first. I'm a gentleman. In real life, I'm a gentleman. Chase might have jumped in there and just
That's right.
taken the whole show.
Oh,
I'm gonna give it to
chivalry,
you.
it never
Yes.
dies.
Oh.
How do you spell that?
Yeah, right.
I don't know where he finds the motivation and the colors for Chase.
Oh,
I
my
mean,
goodness.
just pulls it from the depths.
There you go. Okay, Ella, well, you're on the spot now. How'd you get started?
What? Well, I was in New York. I had been modeling, and I had the opportunity to audition for a project out here on the West Coast. I'd always loved the theater. I'd always loved film and television. I grew up in Germany and had been in every school production that was available.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't necessarily know the avenue to take once we moved to the United States to kind of pursue that dream. And modeling naturally gave me, kind of put me in contact with the film industry through commercials, through meeting different casting directors. And after, unfortunately, I lost my mom a while back, and that was the impetus that actually prompted me to take the chance and move to the West Coast and really attempt to do this for a living.
So sorry to hear about your mom.
Yeah, my mom was the best friend, like just the best inspiration that I could have ever had. And she was fearless. And that for me was also a big driving force. It's like that. So if I try and it doesn't work out, what's the worst thing that happens?
Exactly, right?
And it wasn't too shabby.
No, I'd see it worked out pretty well so far.
Yeah, agreed.
All right, Ryan, come back in, or
Yep,
you
I'm
didn't
here.
go out
Yep.
tanning or anything, right? No,
Right.
that's
I'm
Chase.
not
That's
yet.
Chase. All right.
From 1 to 3, I can.
Is it though? Is it though?
You never know. It's it's a fine line.
There you go.
Yeah. Mine, I was doing some plays in high school. I wasn't sure what I wanted to do with life, so I bent to my parents' rule and decided to go to college, which for me, I don't know, I was just sleeping through class. And I grew up in Florida, and I finally got the urge to go to an acting class. And I went to an acting class in Orlando, and I made my way down to Miami with a girlfriend at the time, and I met a photographer by the name of Bruce Weber, who introduced me to the fashion industry, shooting some major campaigns, Banana Republic, and all kinds of stuff in the beginning of my career. And I kind of moved to Miami and launched an international modeling career. And I was always doing commercials, always wanted to get back to acting. And when I finally made my way to New York, I continued to study. Could not break through in anything except for a ton of commercials. And then I moved to LA, and here I am.
And here you are.
Exactly.
Now, did you guys, both coming from the modeling backgrounds, is that how you guys met, or how did you guys meet?
Believe it or not, he used to live across the street from me in New York and would ignore me. He'd ignore me hardcore. Like, seriously, my best friend and I would see him in the grocery store, buying fruits and whatever frozen vegetables that his diet required. And we would literally just stalk him down the aisle. And he would not pay attention to us. I mean, at one point we were like, then we finally realized he had headphones on, but that's a whole nother conversation.
Yeah. And who was following who?
Oh, it was a mutual stalking. That's okay.
Exactly.
All right.
Yeah.
That's great.
But believe it or not, we actually didn't move out here together.
Wow. Okay.
Totally separate tracks. Yeah, we've literally internationally stalked each other. Like,
Wow.
this was going to happen.
That is
Yes.
so fantastic. You guys are great together. And so let's jump into it. Obviously, quarantine. The chemistry really plays well. We were talking about it with Joanna and Brent and with Spencer and Alicia, just how amazing the chemistry is between all of you guys, considering that most of the people there hadn't met each other before, had never worked with each other before. It's just incredible how it comes across, guys.
Well, for me, I think some of us actually do. I think that the theme of this is going to be stalking, because I spent about the better part of half a year trying to get rid of Kendall on All My Children. So Alicia and I had worked together before on All My Children. Jerry, Ryan, and I had been in class together. I met Spencer beforehand through a girlfriend of mine that he used to date. So we're all kind of weirdly still interconnected, even though, except for Alicia, none of us had actually worked together. Oh, yeah, and I'm married to Ryan.
That guy.
Another guy.
Oh, my goodness. So, yeah, what's that like? Let's talk about that a little bit, too. Do you guys find it easier or more difficult that you're an actual couple playing a couple on quarantine because we've heard over about the improv, the directed or guided improv. Do you guys find that easier because you are an actual couple in real life, or do you find it more difficult?
Well, I think the process that we've taken has been interesting, since it is on Zoom and we're not in like scenes together in a natural way where a camera's picking us up. We're kind of in our separate areas of the house. So we kind of get the ability to like drift away in the character and kind of like communicate through this vehicle of quarantine. That's been pretty amazing for us. It's been a cool way to kind of connect during this time and explore some stuff. It's been great. So it's been really good working with Ella on this.
Very interesting. Did you guys like to push each other's buttons? Yeah, I mean, do you know? Like...
Oh my God.
Yes.
That's the story of our lives. So
Yes. It's literally the baseline of our relationship.
that is definitely, and we're teaching our son to be the same way. we want him to be. You got to have sharp knives in this house. You got to come. So the character.
Like, seriously, wake up fully loaded. Like, just know that. Like, the fun. But that's been the fun thing about the scenes that we have with Magda when we go to therapy.
Yes. Oh my goodness.
You kind of got to be careful, especially with improv, that it's still comedy, and it still draws a lot of it
Mm-hmm.
from stuff that we actually might argue about, but it's just all heightened.
100%.
So you still want to be sensitive and still kind of be honest and
Right.
keep it flowing forward. And then also be open to it going in any ridiculous direction that it can. But yeah, there are times like I think I slammed like the computer down one day and I walked by and I'm like, that was a little mean.
A few times afterwards when the camera crew and Jerry and everybody and Jeremy come back aboard the Zoom call, they're like, are you guys okay? Do you guys need to take a minute? No, we're acting, bro. We're acting.
Right.
I think
We're like, we're good.
gonna be good. Yep.
I'm like,
I know
that
how to
was
handle a
fun.
popsicle.
Yeah. Oh, we're gonna get to the popsicle. We're gonna
no,
get to
we'll
the
leave that.
popsicle. But what I like though is that it is so unpredictable because I mean the first time that we see Ella's character, Will, you know, you're with Spencer's character Marty, and you guys have clearly had something go on, and you're confiding in him.
Well,
You're having
Chase,
a rough
will you
time.
commit?
Right. Oh.
Kidding?
Oh. Yes.
You know, it's like a girl has to keep her options open, and you know you're on that set, and it's
Easy, you're
funny.
just in the other room. I can hear you.
So yeah.
Acting. It is all acting, babe.
Oh, you are a method actor.
It's true. Okay, so
See, did you guys catch that? That was one of those. That was a method acting. What are you trying to say?
love that. This is
I'm
this
like,
is
I
gonna
know
be
where
great.
you live.
Yeah, exactly.
So
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
so from your point of view, though, where does she stand with Marty? Because we got Marty's point of view, we got Spencer to tell us he thought it's just it was a fling. Now she's married, she has the kid. It was a one-time thing. He was just joking around, trying to get her to come over to the hot tub. Where are you at? we want to know because you seem to be
Chase
pretty
or
like.
Willa?
No.
hot tub?
Well, I have an idea where Chase is at. We want to know where Will is at. How do you feel about
I
Marty?
I heard hot
Okay,
tub. I was in.
Willa loves Marty, but it was never gonna be serious.
There you
Yeah.
go. Okay.
It was literally you get wrapped up. You're in that world. You're with each other every day. She's always able to confide in him. He
Right.
always has her back. And I think in a moment of weakness, she, went to him. And they promised that they would never speak of it again. He's having some issues with that one.
Yeah, a little
At
bit.
the
A little bit.
It's all those quarantinis.
Exactly. But she loves him.
Yeah.
But it was a one-off.
Yeah, to me it seemed like it was one of those situations where it was like really good friends and then they had this one night and now they just kind of want to just go back to being really good friends and like you said, not speak about anything. But maybe on Marty's side, he's like, hey, how you doing?
Yeah. Old Marty constantly looking for love.
Yeah,
Okay.
always.
Okay. So Ryan, and now how is Chase with all that? Like you said, you heard hot tub. Were you aware of it? Do you know of it? Like how did or maybe are
Chase
we
does
throwing
not know
out
about that.
spoilers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chase, have any clue. He's oblivious. He thinks everybody is just picking up crumbs around him and just get my tanning oil and I'll be outside.
That's so
She's not
goofy.
going anywhere. And that's pretty much so. He has no clue that. But I'm going to talk to my dad because this is getting weird.
Yeah.
Marty, my dad. I don't know. This is blending some weird.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
The direction that both y'all's characters have kind of taken has been really interesting to watch.
Yeah.
It's been really fun. And the therapy scenes or you with Nikki with the manager scene is just that they were phenomenal, guys.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun. We've been having a blast. It's been, like I said earlier, it's been great working with Ella because we've worked together, but it's more been drama type things. And this has been amazing to have the freedom and doing the improv style that we do to work with her has been great.
Yeah,
It's been cool.
I bet.
It's
Now,
also everybody else gets to see what a nut I actually live with. Because, everyone's like, he's there, he's just this picture, and like you could pretty much picture him at any given point with like wind blowing through his hair.
Fabio.
When they have like these moments where his humor gets to pop, I'm like, that's him. Or when he does something smart ass, I'm like, see people, this is what's happening right there. That's who I live with.
And when my brother would pick on me for being a model, that's what he thought it was like.
right. The
He
concept
was like, like a fan following you around with oil. But no, it's unlike that.
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. So in the
But even
therapy,
your mom gave you crap the other day.
I know.
well, moms are
like
allowed to do
everybody
that though,
else
right? Moms are
Yeah,
allowed.
yeah,
So,
yeah,
Oh, she's another one. She's funny. Like
yeah.
she can literally, she like does drive by. Like you don't even know that you've been sniped by her. So you look at her like, ah, did she just? It's like, yeah, she's funny.
she,
It's like,
so in the therapy scenes, guys, like how much do you guys just like go? I know that Jerry kind of gives you all beats and that you kind of like, okay, here's what we're looking for. But those therapy scenes have been absolutely hysterical. How much of that was y'all like? Did you bring into that? Because they were, and I don't know which one I liked more. The one where you guys were in conflict and arguing, or the where she
Yeah.
got you to admit what you're feeling, touch yourselves. Like I was like, where is this going?
Oh
Like,
my god.
Yeah.
I love her. God,
Yeah.
she's good. Like she
Yes.
really is. She just gives you like the right amount, like just the right push. She gently kind of guides it all the time, and that just sends us rolling.
right.
So it really is collaborative, but you just don't say no to anything. Whatever she tells you to do, you just roll with it,
Yeah.
and and there are times like where we kind of like freeze. We're like, are we okay? We're going. We're
like,
here we
oh,
go.
here we are.
Yes, and okay, this is. I didn't see my character. We had no discussion about popsicle or anything. That was definitely not laid out prior.
No, no.
All the glutes and the stuff were like, okay, here's where my character goes.
Like, all right.
Absolutely. Well, yeah, she was just oh my gosh. Like I guess the theme for everybody that we've talked to so far is like the difficulty of keeping it clean but then not clean. And I'm like, when she went there with y'all with the look at this picture and tell me what you're feeling, or with touch yourself, and then with the whole cigarettes, you need to be sucking on something else in your mouth. I was just like, oh my gosh, where is this going? It was like, yeah, I mean, and your guys' faces were just classic. I mean, absolutely hysterical.
Because there are times when my brain clicks over and I'm like, okay, it's for Chase. But when I think of it actually happening to Ryan, that's the look on my face sometimes, because I can see that his reaction is genuine terror.
Yes.
Well, okay, then I gotta ask Ryan, because the look on your face when she says, "Oh no, anal is happening," yeah, the look on your face is like, what?
I mean, these are new frontiers during a pandemic. I know.
Right?
My wife's a method actor. She's not going to let me get to the next episode
Hey, we're like
without a safe word here. I don't know.
12 years in, we got to keep it spicy.
I mean,
That's
geez.
right.
Pandemic rules on the house. It's
Oh
like
my
free for all. Yeah, of course. It's shocking, and it's like the invasion's begun. I was like, "What? Okay, yes, and okay, I can't say no. I know Jerry's going to make me say yes eventually, so I need to just get it over with. Just be a man. Man up, Chase. Just take it like a man."
Oh my goodness.
Oh my
Yes.
I don't even know. Hey, yeah,
I
and
mean, there's really. I mean, what more is there to say once you go? Anal is happening.
yeah. Well, I mean, obviously, the next step is popsicles. I mean, you're grabbing
my
a
God.
popsicle, and
He was sore.
Even at dinner after the suggestion of anal, Ella was looking over a chicken at me like, "Hey, once
we are committed.
I was about to go to bed, she's swirling around the barbecue sauce like,
Some hickory smoke. That's gonna be great.
Step inside.
Oh my goodness.
going to bed early tonight, buddy."
Well, we love how committed you are to the roles,
Right.
and it's taking
thank you.
method to a whole new level.
Whole new level. Yes.
That is so funny. Oh,
Yeah.
no, go ahead.
Oh no, sorry. Our co-star, the 2-year-old was screaming for me.
Oh, okay. No, she said, "Listen."
So I
I'm like,
briefly dropped out.
I was scared. You said, "Listen." We were silent. We were like, "Whoa,
like,
wait,
oh,
she wants to."
If anyone
we were
knows.
getting upstaged by the toddler again.
But I know around the house, if she says listen, I'm listening.
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
listening,
without
yeah.
doubt. Yeah, 12 years. You guys, I mean, 12
literally,
years.
that never happens.
In character,
That
out
is
of
like
character,
that
I know.
never happens. Listen means that both boys act like I don't exist.
Well, we're attempting to listen.
There you go.
It's with they're always attempting, but somehow I don't know if it's in the gene pool. Even the 2-year-old, he manages to be. I'm right here looking at you, talking to you, and he's like, I could be a blank slate on a wall somewhere.
Well, at least for 3 seconds during this interview, there was complete silence. So
Right?
you got
Like,
it there.
Had it. You
were
had
like, listen, and we were like, crickets.
You earned your beat.
No. That's right. That's right. So how did y'all get involved with the show? Because like I said, first of all, we've said this to everybody we've talked to, but just huge congrats and kudos to y'all for not being deterred for making content and getting stuff out there for people. Because you guys do a really good job. It is really fun and it is really entertaining, but you guys are doing a really good job. I think the entire cast and the show in general is doing a really good job of highlighting real issues that are going on with people during quarantine and addressing it in a way that makes it fun to understand and relate to, you know?
Definitely. And I've known Jerry for years through New York. He and I also did a BMW commercial together. We've always ran into each other in class and stuff, always been friends. And he had called me and he's like, how's quarantine treating you? This is when it first started. Like, what's your plan? I said, I don't know. Everybody's like, I have no clue what the future holds. He said, well, I might have something for you. And he pitched me just like a rough sketch of what this is. And he asked if he knows Ella as well. And he was asked if we would do this. And we had no clue what it was, how long it was going to run, we had nothing. And I asked Ella and she's like, yes, definitely. And we're like, yeah, we're in. Like 10 minutes later, we text him back. And then now it's snowballed into this thing that we're doing now that's really been great during this quarantine to be able to have an outlet, like you said, keep creative. It's been a great thing to have during this trying time.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I like watching it more than some Quibi series, to be honest with you. And this thing's free, so everybody should watch it.
We love free.
Yeah,
but the other thing that was great about it is that it was also done with a reason, with a purpose, to give back to the SAG-AFTRA
Right,
COVID time.
exactly.
Yep.
And so I think that initially made us all go, oh yeah, all right, we
For
get to
sure.
be creative, and we also, get to contribute, which, rather than just sitting home going like, oh, I'm going to twiddle my thumbs and cut my hair.
Right.
Those things I did.
Yeah.
But, it was a way to give back, especially, as you said, people are going through it. I think people need a laugh. I think people need an outlet. I think people need to know that they're not the only ones.
Mm-hmm.
So whether you're doing it through therapy or whether you're doing it through comedy, this was our way of reaching across and saying, hey, we're all in this together, in the absurdity of it.
Right.
And doing it in real time so that certain things that are going on outside in the world, like we actually pay attention. Oh, on this day, this happened. On this day, the quarantine got extended.
Right.
Because we were all texting. We all lost our minds that day.
Yeah.
Like we were all just like, what? And people being let go. And, the scene with Len, which was hilarious when Willie came in and we're all like thinking that we're going on to another show.
Right.
Because that, it's specific to this industry, but people are going through that right now.
Absolutely.
Where you're just kind of like, what's happening? And when you extend it further than that, it's that unknown of, whoa, okay, this is what's happening out there.
Exactly. And that's why we think it's connecting so well with such a broad audience and why you guys are seeing so much success, because the characters are completely relatable. There are people sitting at home dealing with the same situations that your guys' characters are dealing with, and they're seeing, I other people are going through this. Other people,
not alone.
I'm not alone. Exactly. And while you're doing it with an entertaining way, you're also talking about real stuff. Couples that wanted to quarantine together but couldn't quarantine together, or people that are going through problems and then now they're stuck in a house together together, and they're going to have to work their shit out. Or even like, making the masks. Or Logan brought up last week with JT's character with the alcohol. He fell off the wagon with the alcohol and stuff. You guys are doing a really solid job of presenting real problems that people are dealing with. And anytime I think it's like that, you can relate. That's what makes it a success.
Yeah. And like
I
she
think
said,
that Jerry, yes, there you go.
anytime we onboard and start discussing what the day is and what it is, we always have a serious moment of, like she said, what happened on this day? What do we have to touch on? What are the main points that can help somebody view this in a way that helps them? So that's always been done, which is great too.
And Jerry and I also had a love for the series. We loved Arrested Development. We loved, Party Down. These shows that kind of took the absurdity of life and expanded on it, but still felt very real and very topical. And I think that was also one of his kind of driving forces and inspiration in moving this project along.
Absolutely. And some of the predicaments that you guys get into, though, are just hilarious. I mean, everything. When we're sitting there and we're watching, and then, these four guys are having a conversation, and, one's on the toilet, and, and you're kind of like, it's like, what is going on here? Or you're watching these relationships unfold, and, what did we talked about last week with the sex scene where they're all watching a movie and a sex scene starts, and the two people start getting into it. The other are like,
No, we're
maybe
not
we can try
together,
here.
yeah.
Move closer to your TV. Like, what is going on here? You guys are like, it's brilliant how you guys are weaving it all together.
I agree.
Yeah. And it feels slightly invasive when it's on. You feel like you're really in someone's home too. It's no staging. It doesn't feel staged as much as some productions would be. So I like that angle too.
Absolutely.
You are like in these people's real homes, seeing their real stuff and getting a glimpse of who they are and their characters and stuff. So that's cool too.
Definitely. Well,
And we all actually watch each other. Like, we watch the episodes. Like, we're genuinely invested in the storylines. And, when you, one of my favorites obviously is Marty's acting class.
Definitely.
Fell out, like bubbles out of my nose. And what Spencer creates, he's just such a genius. And I was listening to when you guys were talking, and it really is hey, there's my friend Spencer.
Yeah.
Time you watch anything.
Well, and it's impossible not to say that because he's in everything.
Exactly.
So, I mean,
It's crazy.
But the acting class is just brilliant. And now, spoilers for anybody who hasn't seen this far yet, but because he's this ladies' man, but now he's caught off guard where this lady's calling him daddy, and he's doesn't have a clue what to do.
Whoa.
Oh my gosh, so funny, y'all! It's so funny. I want to talk
and
about
his reactions on his own. God, he's so good.
Yeah, as he would say, delicious. He's delicious. But I want to talk about what Ryan brought up a couple minutes ago, because I think that's an interesting part about it actually being in the real houses and in the real environment that y'all live in, and it's kind of being out there for the people. Talk about that a little bit, because you're your own crew. You're having to. Do you guys find that you're staging the location, or oh crap, there's over in the corner, I got to move this? Or how difficult has it been to actually put your lives out there, because that's basically what you're doing?
Well, we try to do is make sure that there's no diapers in the background.
Right,
that's a good start.
Like the PJ Masks, the Matchbox cards, just try and clear out a little bit of space in the background so it doesn't look insane.
Right.
But our house is pretty, neutral. So we kind of just find a corner where, especially for me, I need to find light so I don't just look like a little raisin in the sun with this back on. You guys, it's an issue, seriously. Otherwise, I'm going to be nothing but teeth and eyeballs. So I'm constantly walking around the house, especially because of the daylight, trying to find a light. That is my entire setup. Where is the light?
And our constant circle in real life is, I will shut off the lights. I like it dark, and she'll turn on the lights. It's like just Tom and Jerry all day.
No.
And then an air conditioning fight in there too. So
One likes it warm, one likes it cold, huh?
Definitely.
I'm African. Seriously. 90 degrees is just like winter for me.
Oh my gosh, man. Ryan, I feel for you, my man. I feel for you. I've got to keep it in the 50s or I'm just dying. So, yeah, I feel for you. from
What are you, a
upstate New
polar
York.
bear?
Right.
I'm from upstate New York, the snow belt. I'm
Okay.
like, oh my
Yeah.
Enough
gosh,
said.
man.
We're with you. We understand.
But
You're a polar bear.
as well, when we're all on, depending on who's on the Zoom call, Jerry also directs, like, that's not working. You guys look similar in this too. Can you move somewhere else? So
Right.
once we pick our little spot, we think we can be in, especially us in our house. If we're in a scene, we have to be in opposite places so we don't hear an echo,
Right.
and we have to try to avoid our son. So, but
Yeah.
then when we
We're literally, you guys, they literally have to schedule us between 1 and 3 o'clock, but they can only onboard one of us at a time because it's like we need that one to 1:15 to actually get him in the room and get him down, and then it's like a stopwatch. Go.
which all parents during this pandemic must be experiencing, that you just don't have any time anymore. We run a bed and breakfast for a child.
Right.
We
Yeah.
wake up, we cook meals. We're just like, it's all about what does this kid need? And we're like, and then, so we squeeze it in between 1 and 3.
Right. The pandemic has reminded a lot of parents how much they're not in control, right?
Right.
Gosh, not in control and have to do everything. It's just manual labor all day long. It's like I'm cleaning, I'm cooking, I'm scrubbing, I'm a dishpan hair. It's great. Chase doesn't like this.
No.
Chase is missing out on some tan time.
Yeah, I know. He's it's so funny. And yet you guys are miraculously pulling it off, though, and doing a fantastic job. And, you're finding time to do that. You're finding time to do the interviews. And you guys are just, it's amazing how you're able to just pull everything together. And we talk about it all the time. The amount of content that you guys are able to pull together in these episodes is phenomenal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
I mean, that's what he spends. The guys and Sherry, that's what they spend their entire time doing. They're outlining our storylines, because for them, they have to plan out like where each character is going, and make sure that each storyline is being fulfilled with each episode that comes along, making sure that certain things have been addressed.
Right.
Just even with Jules and who's the daddy, and Lisha, and and Marty, and McKenna, and Nessa, and like everybody has this journey that they're on.
Right.
That was the beautiful thing that Jerry shared, and Jeremy and Spencer, they kind of gave us a guide of who each character was and where they were hoping those characters would get to. But within that, the quarantine itself was a character. Like the show like morphed and took on a life of its own of what it wanted to be, as opposed to even what we necessarily thought we were bringing in the pilot.
Right.
It became so much more than that.
Well, and that goes to Logan's point that he talked about a couple of weeks ago with where the line of reality and fantasy are kind of blurred. You almost kind of lose yourself into, because you find that the show is going into so much stuff that's actually really happening, and now these characters you almost lose sight of. Is this the character, or is this the person going through this?
Yes, it's definitely blended together. And they're running. It's been great too for us as actors. When we started it, everybody was trying to figure out this medium of how they're filming and stuff. And now when we do episodes, it's so much faster now and so much more precise that it's been a great experience to see even that develop from Hero LA side to filming this thing, and how they're creating this project has been great too. It's really, they run a very tight ship, and it's been a lot of fun.
I would imagine that you're going to take a lot away from this, right? When you go back into, if you will, regular acting gigs.
Yeah.
I would imagine this experience is going to lend so much to what you do in your next performance or your next job, right?
Yeah, if I could keep this freedom and taking this forward, it would be amazing for myself and my journey. It would be great. It's been freeing. It's been so free.
That's awesome.
And I think that it's going to be a while before, the traditional form of auditioning starts taking place again. I think people are going to use Zoom and, continue with the self-taping method of auditioning actors. So it's been a good learning lesson for us in how do you keep that screen alive when, you're confined to your home and all you have is your computer. And you don't have the bells and whistles necessarily that you have with a studio setup, or even going in, how much you have to bring to a room when you go in for an audition, trying to now recreate that through Zoom. So it's been a great learning curve.
That's that's a really interesting point too. Do you see maybe a lot of casting directors and producers moving towards self tape, if you will, but a live self tape, like seeing auditions through Zoom?
I think so because so many were already doing Skype meetings.
Right.
For example, when you had the director on the East Coast or if they were in Europe, they would set up Skype sessions.
There you go. All right.
So I think that it will continue and they'll expand on it because as of right now, you guys know it too, we don't know what's happening.
Right,
We still don't know what exactly the plan is for the industry, for the city, for the state even.
That's well,
So we're
yeah.
just gonna keep hanging on by a thread.
Yeah, that's what it feels like.
Yeah, because what the last we heard was August at the earliest that things get, and
crazy.
I mean that's just insane.
Yeah, but we're hoping for more seasons for you guys. Super excited about
Yeah.
that. Heard some more happen. I would love to see this thing become like real life, real adaptation on TV or anything like that, especially for a streaming service. I think it would be perfect for a streaming service.
Absolutely.
I
Absolutely,
mean, I
yeah.
think that Jerry and the producers and even with, and Sherry, our other writer, are trying to push in that direction, but they also want to bring in more of the Chino Hills life
Yeah.
because the absurdity of who we are in that environment.
Right.
Because everybody has heard about soap sets. And I know Lisha, talked about what, the drama that often you experience on set
Right.
far supersedes what's being written.
Absolutely. Yeah, I always envisioned it when if it does make its way to a streamer, I've always envisioned it kind of like a sports night or a West Wing or something like that, like where we get to see Chino Hills, but then we also see the characters after the day is over and they're at home and they're kind of doing, you get both worlds. You get to see on set of Chino Hills, but you also the behind the scenes and where these characters and these
Yeah,
actors
and
going.
I mean,
Yeah,
even
that'd
to
be awesome.
even to keep the Zoom kind of theme alive, like maybe the characters could talk afterwards after off the set and to like talk to each other when they're at home, just to keep that
Absolutely.
like the original thought alive. So I think that would be epic.
Continuity over
The
there. I
form-
agree.
All right, well, let's make it happen.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm like, we're gonna write
Jeez.
out. We're gonna say like, listen, the boys co-sign.
Yeah,
right.
exactly.
Yeah.
Lady Ant Farm is fully on board with
Hell
us
yeah.
here.
Oh yeah, you
Where's
know
Lenny
that.
with the studio? Where's Lenny? Get him on the phone.
Anything we could do, of course.
Exactly.
You guys are fantastic.
Oh, wow.
Well, we're having a blast. And like, it's really, the thing about it is it's not just that we love the show, but we're actually fans of each other's work.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, I love our cast. I love our crew.
Mhm.
Like, each and every single one of us is out of our minds, which we know. You've dealt with enough of us at this point to understand, like, oh, were they acting or were they acting?
Right.
Yeah.
But we love Crazy if you haven't figured it out. So
Right.
you guys are brilliant. It's probably why we like the show so much.
Well, stay tuned because it's just getting nuttier. They're trying to hold it together. But here's the problem sometimes because I see something happening that I know is really right, and I try so hard not to break. Like
Right.
there's sometimes that like I have to like put my hand up and pretend that I'm like, oh, I gotta look down or I'm just distraught for a second because I'm about to crack. Like it just it's painful. And then I'll walk and I'll be going in the other room like, you're ridiculous.
And speaking of ridiculous, how ridiculous is it to have to audition for a role you already have, right? I mean, seriously, one of my favorite scenes is when Chase finds out from his agent that he has to audition for Chino Hills After Dark. Oh my gosh, played brilliantly, by the way, by Nikki Blonsky. I just love this scene. So, Ryan, are you really scared of self-tapes? Because that was convincingly brilliant when you just looked terrified when you said, I have to self-tape?
Yeah.
What? I have to audition?
I mean, I think the whole audition process in general is so crazy and terrifying
Yeah.
of just, you don't know what anybody wants. You're making your own decisions in here and you're going in a room acting's a weird thing. You're in front of these people, make believing, and then you have to make sure your psyche's believing it as well.
Right.
So of course, and when I'm hearing like why, and the whole fact that I had to self-tape anyways for a show that is on is also terrifying.
Exactly. It's like, wait a minute, I'm auditioning for the role I already have? What?
Exactly. Then I was thinking like, what would be like the most fearful thing for an actor, and a lot of it for men is crying. So I was like, oh my God, I gotta cry. Oh my God, please tell me I don't have to cry. And then I just created this thing that I couldn't cry on Chino Hill's regular.
Right.
So I was like, and Lenny knew that, so he was testing me. So that was my whole. So it was, yeah. I mean, I would rather have someone say, "Hey, kid, you got the job," instead of me having to audition anytime and walk into a room.
Oh my
So,
gosh. Yeah.
Yes.
Just fantastic. We cannot wait to see how this thing plays out. Like
Yes.
Logan said, I really hope you guys get more seasons and that it makes a transition into a streamer because it's just brilliant.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys for the support. It's been amazing. Yeah.
Of course, man. Of course.
Yeah, I mean, you guys are just wonderful. It's easy to support when you guys are so fun, and you guys are just amazing at what you do. It's always fun to support people like that.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
No, we love it. And again, the cast and the guest cast that we've had.
Right?
Mm.
I mean, those guys and girls have brought everything to another level.
Mm-hmm.
Like every time they come in, it raises our game.
Right?
And they're hilarious. They're hilarious.
Yep.
Willie, Steven Weber, Nikki Blonsky, Bree, like all of them. Like they're just like, for lack of a better word, like they're just brilliant in what they do and what they bring. And it's still improv. Even when they come in, they're just bringing their crazy selves.
I love that. That's perfect. Just bring your crazy self. Just be you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Basically the job requirement. How much crazy can you bring?
Okay, and talk about brilliant, raising the game and bringing the crazy. How freaking epic was the queen of daytime television herself, Laura, Miss Jeannie Francis, on the season finale? What? Awesome.
For anybody that, I mean, I grew up like soaps. We even had General Hospital in Germany.
Yeah.
So
go.
when I moved, like we had it in German, like, ja, na, Laura, ich kann's nicht. But we still knew exactly what was going on.
Well, that was
by the
really
time-
good.
oh yeah. Oh, like, method, hello.
Wow. That's great.
Oh my god. All right. Well,
But yeah, so I'm excited.
yeah, like just career, put that in the book, right? Like that's pretty awesome. Legendary. Well, you guys are quickly becoming legendary yourselves.
Exactly.
Infamous.
Infamous.
We will be
They're-
the infamous quarantine team.
I love it. We say legendary. She's like, no, infamous.
Yeah.
Yes.
That probably fits better. It's true.
I'll never look at frozen desserts again.
Oh, yeah. Can imagine.
I can never just chew on a Magnum bar anymore.
No, I'm terrified to go to a therapist again. Like, it's like, you want me to touch myself? What? Now I have to do
jeez.
what? Oh my goodness.
Jeez.
Put the picture down. No.
That's it, right?
You guys, you know what's even worse? At one point, there was a frozen banana in there.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Like,
That's what's going to make you cry on cue right there.
That's right.
Right there. That was all I needed.
Is that a banana, or are you just happy to see me?
That's it, right?
but wait,
Yes.
like what kind of censorship
kid,
do we
touch your
have? Are we? It's like oh no, the banana might have been too much. We didn't want to horrify everybody.
So it's the
Yeah.
popsicle.
So
Yeah.
that's a little bit more mild, you know.
Oh my god.
We're going more PG.
You know.
We're gonna keep it in the PG rating.
That's right. Popsicle keeps it clean. Bananas X-rated. It's okay.
It just makes total sense, right?
Yeah,
That's it.
absolutely.
Oh my goodness.
Oh.
Yeah. But the worst part about the whole popsicle is the stick.
Yeah,
yeah.
right there. Splinters, like
when you get the splinters, I'm like,
No, nobody wants a splinter there. No, but
I'm I know this is SAG, but am I insured?
yeah. And whose poor PA job is it to remove the splinter?
Oh
My gosh.
We need a new popsicle change. Bring in the popsicle.
Oh no.
Try to explain that one in the ER. Like,
Yeah,
wow.
right. No.
During a pandemic. I know there's a lot of COVID patients, but I got a serious issue.
That's
Yeah,
right. Oh my gosh. Don't. I never want to put popsicle wrangler on a resume anyway.
No.
Ever.
No.
Never.
Just having to fill out the paperwork. And why are you here?
That's right. Well, it started with a picture. And
Right,
then,
and it just went from there. Like,
It was a suggestion.
that's right. It was merely a suggestion. Oh boy.
Exactly. Oh, it was.
Well, it quickly became a demand with Willa, but I mean, it was like, you know.
His mettle is tested.
goodness.
Oh.
Can only imagine.
I feel like you survived, you know, the popsicle scandal, so you're gonna be all right. You're gonna be all right.
Hey, I'm good.
That's
I'm
right.
back to walking.
That's gonna be-
I'm out of the body cast. I'm ready.
Oh my goodness.
It's opened up his creativity.
Yeah,
There you go.
Literally.
Literally open.
Let's put it
But
this way: he knows how to cry now.
Yeah,
I don't
exactly.
Oh,
I feel like it's put a splinter in our relationship.
Ella, the first time's supposed to be gentle. What are you doing to the man, making him
Jeez.
cry?
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah. Yeah.
goodness. Oh my
I'm
goodness.
there.
Emotional moment.
I bet for you and him, I'm sure.
Wowzers.
Yeah.
Woo! Okay, let's get this back on track. Yeah.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah, don't worry. We have the E next to it on every platform. It's fine. We're good.
Exactly.
Thank goodness.
You have been warned. There's an E.
And yet,
Is that for
it comes
entrance?
back to
And exit, my friend. Entrance and exit. Woo! I guess it depends on who you are.
Who's tuning in?
Oh, wow.
All right.
And I thought we couldn't beat Lisha in her butt selfie.
No. I think this is taking the lotion and the whole crossing the line a little far. It's great.
You know.
The ratings on this one are going to be huge. It's going to be good.
It's gonna crack our way in. Like,
That's right.
Really.
That's right.
Yeah. It's going to open up for more viewers.
Oh, yeah, that's right. And people are going to think we're asinine, but it's
Yeah.
okay. It's all right. This whole conversation. That's right.
No pun intended.
We're equal opportunity here. It's all good.
It's all
all
good.
good inside the farm. So, what advice would you pass on? we normally like to end the interview
Yeah.
because we have a lot of listeners who are trying to get into the industry, and 90% of them have been scared off at this point. They're like,
Yeah,
"Fuck that!"
A lot of stretching.
and some of Alicia's lotion, please. Some
Oh my
sort of
God.
a
Deep
lubricant.
breath.
Stay
Just breathe it through.
Stay soft.
Just breathe it through. Don't have
Oh,
plans for the morning.
yeah.
Stay open.
You might not walk straight the next day.
Yeah.
Like,
Exactly.
No, the walk to the refrigerator was a
Yeah.
little gingerly. It was,
Yeah,
it was okay.
Yeah.
It was all right.
And then she wanted to. Then Willa wanted to do it as a self-tape. I was like,
I did it for Kate.
this
It
is
was
not.
all for Kate.
This
That's
is definitely
right.
not good lighting on me.
oh, wow.
It looks really white.
That's better than a dried up raisin, Ryan. It's better than a dried up raisin.
Exactly. Thank you.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
So you look a little like a reflector board.
Yeah. Oh. Hey.
Oh,
hey,
my
hey,
goodness.
hey.
Your child is gonna have a great childhood.
Yes.
That's all I
Yeah.
got to say.
Yeah.
He is in for a world of fun. He doesn't even know it.
I agree.
Oh, he knows it.
He knows it.
Anybody who's been around us is like, oh, so you guys are just basically overgrown 4-year-olds.
The son came out and said, "You sure?"
Like, yeah.
So at some point he came out and said, "Are you
Yeah.
sure you don't want to use the banana?" It's like it's
It's
fine.
Exactly. Not the night you want him walking in the room.
No, that.
Daddy, I can't sleep.
He's never gonna eat a banana after that.
No,
Like,
never.
No.
You want me to put what on my cereal? No.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Woo.
No. And those are the days where we like high five. We're like, we're
Yeah.
crushing this parent.
Yeah. Monday was fun.
Oh no.
Oh, this kid's got a lot of counselor
Oh.
visits coming. It's gonna
Yeah.
be great.
Hopefully not the same counselor.
No,
Like,
no.
Exactly. We're gonna steer clear of that one.
Mom and Dad's counselor said it was good to use the banana. I'm just trying to
Exactly. Even though we got 4 Groupon coupons left, I think we're
No, oh my goodness.
Groupon, that's the next therapy session. Group. It's
That's it.
that seems like the progression.
That could be the finale.
I am
Yeah,
crying
and
right now.
Marty will make it a master class. It'll be beautiful. It'll be everybody's coming together to save Chino Hills.
Yeah, he's at Ralscan Bananas now.
Hey, that's actually a great idea.
Oh my god.
The golden banana himself.
That's right. That's
Oh
right.
my goodness.
Oh my gosh, y'all are killing me. I can barely stand.
I know, I am
just
crying right now. Like, I can't.
Okay, so seriously though,
Yes.
Seriously.
we really do like to have you guys pass on some wisdom to the listeners about what maybe advice you guys would give for people trying to break into the industry, and like what kind of pitfalls would you try to avoid other than bananas? Like,
I would definitely say the biggest advice I could give to anybody that's coming up in this business that I wish I had done more of, and this experience helps me realize it, is have fun. Somehow, even under all the pressure of a self-tape and knowing that it says cry after page 2 halfway down, even when you're building up to that, it's still fun and you're still releasing something inside you that you need to get out. Emotions, anything that you have, that see the fun in it. Even though it's a super difficult business and a very trying business, it's still a lot of fun to make believe and be able to say some things and do things that I'm scared to do in my real life, that I'm like, oh, I can do this now because no one's judging me. They're judging my character, which is a beautiful thing. So have fun.
There you go.
That would be mine.
I like that.
yeah, definitely.
I second what Brian said, but I would also love to add that people forget what made them special, what made people want to see them. So stop trying to do it right. Everybody has the same sides. Everybody has the same dialogue. Be who you are, because that's what's going to make it different, and that's what's going to make it interesting to people. Don't water yourself down trying to appeal to an idea of what you think they want you to be. Bring everything that makes you uniquely you and gives your own specific voice to the material.
Brilliant.
That
And
would be-
within
that's what
that,
I
you
would
find the
think.
fun, right?
Exactly.
And with you do that, you have
Yes.
fun. So, wow, you guys, just fantastic.
So
guys.
good.
Just
Awesome.
fantastic.
Like, this is
Yeah.
going to go down in the memory books.
Oh yeah, this will definitely be an interview no one will forget.
Never.
And you will
Amazing.
never look at a banana the same
I
way.
will not.
No.
Especially those ones that are turning bad. Like, yeah. They'll never look at a banana the
With
same
the
way.
There
Trippy
is
end,
no
yeah.
such thing as a bad banana.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I heard Ryan just drop something.
I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I
Yep.
swear, a fruit fly just flew by me. I don't know. Where you hiding bananas in the house?
That's right.
I think I found the whole stash.
The banana's just the first fruit, Ryan. It's just the first
That's
fruit.
it.
There's so much more to
Yes.
come, buddy.
I'm so
Yes,
scared.
enjoy your fruits and vegetables.
When's this quarantine going to? Till
That's
August?
it.
All right.
Wowzers.
Saddle up, partner.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wowzers. Wow.
Wow. Oh. The saddle up partner. That's a T-shirt right
Yeah,
there.
right
That's, with a banana.
On the banana.
Yeah. You know
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. I can picture it.
Oh my goodness. Listen, guys, thank you so much for coming on and talking to us and just having a good time. Boy, you guys literally know how to be crazy inside the Crazy Ant Farm, so it's awesome.
Well, thank you guys. It was a pleasure. And you guys.
Thanks so much for having us and for supporting our show.
Oh, without
Wow.
doubt. And open invite, guys. Anytime you guys want to come back on and talk about anything, fruit, just whatever it is.
Whatever you want to do.
Or just shoot the shit, whatever.
Frozen dessert.
That's right. Now we understand the frozen vegetable being a necessary menu item, but way back in the early part of the conversation, right?
I mean, it's
Right.
all
That's right.
it's all
Yes,
learning
see?
experience.
Yeah.
we were here to inform and enlighten.
It was
Yes,
all-
and that's the goal.
It's
That's
all
the
a learning experience because now we finally know why it's called banana split.
That's
There you
right.
Wow. On that note, I don't know. I think,
There's nothing that can beat that.
yeah, we'll fade to black on that one.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm bowing right now.
That's right.
Bowing.
That's right.
Awesome, guys. Thank you so much.
Yep.
Of
You
course.
guys take care now. Appreciate it. And serious, open
Thank
invite
you.
whenever y'all want to come back, man.
I appreciate it.
Thank
Take care,
you
guys.
so much. Take care.
All right
Bye-bye.
now. Bye bye.
Bye.
Oh my goodness. These people are just so great. Everyone a part of this show is just so freaking phenomenal.
Ooh boy, yeah. This is They certainly know how to have fun, don't they?
That's right, man. That's right.
Oh my gosh, man! Thank goodness they're a real couple.
Yeah,
because if
seriously.
they weren't, they would be now.
Yeah, or just like they couldn't look each other in the eye. Or
No.
just wowzers, man.
One thing's for sure, though, if they indeed have the launch party, wrap party, whatever you want to call it, at the restaurant, I'm going nowhere near bananas.
Nope,
Nope.
never, and they're going to be placed everywhere.
We should bring a bunch. That's how
Yeah.
we should. Hi, Dustin, Logan. You remember us? Here's your bananas.
Here's your banana with a side of popsicles. Like, oh my goodness, so good, man, so good. I love it.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So good. Thank you again, Ella and Ryan, for coming on the show. All right, guys. I know that was just absolutely insane. I know, but it's honestly one of the most fun interviews I've ever been a part of.
Oh yeah, but it's time to get serious.
It's time to get serious.
If you can. It's to put the bananas and the popsicles away and let's get serious.
Exactly. It's time for the top 5. It's time for the top 5. And this week it is top 5 locations you would want to shoot a film. I know we had talked about before, like countries and things like that,
Yeah.
but we're talking about specific locations.
Definitely.
So, I mean, man, there's a lot of fucking places.
There's so many epic
Like-
places that you could shoot. That I mean, it just yeah, I'm excited about this one.
Yeah,
Excited.
seriously. Number 5, but as could easily be number 1 for anyone ever, the Beverly Hills Hotel.
Yes.
Hotel California itself in Beverly Hills, Los Angeles. Just an amazing, beautiful place. We had the pleasure of having a meeting there and just gorgeous. So classy. Like, I would just love to shoot like an LA gangster film there.
Yes,
like
that would be
something
epic.
like that. Like, it's just beautiful.
I mean,
guys.
Marilyn, we had a meeting where Marilyn Monroe lived.
Exactly.
Okay? I mean, hung out in the bungalow.
Yeah.
Okay? All right?
Exactly.
And one of my locations is another place that she lived. Like, she was spread her time evenly.
Yeah,
It's
right.
great. It's great. We'll get to that. But, yeah. And the fact that we had a meeting at the same place Guns N' Roses was signed.
Right? Like,
Bam!
badass.
Epic place, dude. That's a brilliant place. I would definitely love to shoot there. My number 5 is very generic and yet very detailed. Literally anywhere underwater.
Literally.
I would love to shoot underwater.
Yes.
Like Atlantis, just like, any of the haunted reefs, just like when you think about all the stuff that's under there that we haven't even like seen yet. Like I just feel like James Cameron, who we always give some shit.
We do.
Okay?
We do.
always give Cameron some shit. But he really inspired me with Abyss starting off with and everything. Just
Yeah.
that whole world underwater just fascinates me. So if I could shoot anywhere literally underwater, that's my number 5.
Oh, yeah, for sure. That would be badass. My number 4, this amazing place in downtown Los Angeles. A lot of people have been there. The Apple Pan.
Yes.
Some of the most delicious freaking food ever. Like, honestly, might have been the best cheeseburger I've ever had and best ham sandwich,
Yeah,
right?
definitely. Not might have been for me. Definitely the best ham sandwich. Thing is fucking thick.
It's
all right,
so
thick
good.
ham sandwich, fresh cut with the lettuce and the mayo. And that shit is badass.
Yeah, and-
Apple Pan.
Oh my god, it's so freaking cool, guys. You walk into like these barn style type doors,
Yeah.
and you're basically just sitting at this bar the whole way around. I mean, you're talking to strangers, which is probably bad now. So, I mean, if you think about it.
Oh my god, yeah, that's
That sucks. That really sucks because it was such an experience, and the waiters so freaking fast, and like they got these badass cash machines. Like if you ever go, it's only cash, so just be prepared.
It's only cash.
But yeah, it's an absolute beautiful place. Some amazing delicious food. But yes, the Apple Pan, downtown Los Angeles.
Yeah, it's fantastic. It is. What? It's off Sepulveda?
Yeah,
I don't know how
something
to
like
say
that.
that name. I never get that name right. But anyway. Okay, the other hotel that Marilyn Monroe frequented, the Hollywood Roosevelt.
Yes.
Guys, this is like one of the most famous, iconic. It's right there on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. You see it, the big red neon sign at the top, the Roosevelt. It's got so many different epic restaurants on the inside of it. It's got the Cabana Pool, world famous Cabana Pool outside with the little. I mean, the hotel is a cool location, and then everything inside the hotel, you've got like all these little mini locations that would be epic to shoot at. So how can you not want to do the Hollywood Roosevelt? I mean, it's
I
badass.
agree, man. I agree. Fucking just amazing, beautiful place. Like so good, so good.
So good.
My number 3 is the Indianapolis Museum of Art. Just honestly, everybody knows, born and raised in Indianapolis, and they have this amazing art garden where you walk outside and literally just every once in a while you'll see some random beautiful art pop up. They've got this like a beautiful pond, like just in the middle. There's this really cool like igloo that people I think can rent to stay on in the middle of the pond. And they have this badass like huge oak tree that they like tipped over and made like a swing set. Like there's just so many beautiful spots in this museum garden, so like I would definitely recommend to visit there if you're ever in the Midwest area. Indianapolis Art Museum, just an absolute beautiful place.
Who knew? See, drop in knowledge, because when you think Indy, obviously Indianapolis 500,
Yeah,
and you
racing.
think all the you don't think art,
No.
right? You don't think art museum, but that's awesome, dude.
Yeah.
I fucking love that. An igloo in Indy.
Yeah,
that would be
right,
badass.
like-
That's worth it right there. Go check that out. I've always wanted to shoot at this place. I think it's one of the most iconic structures ever in the history of ever. I don't even know what I
Ever
just
in the
said.
history of ever.
Ever in the history of ever. The Empire State Building.
Oh, yes.
Right? Tom Hanks and Meg Ryan up there at the top, Sleepless in Seattle. You remember that? Like,
So
it's
good.
just, I mean, who doesn't want to shoot at that? King Kong? Like,
Right, like-
in film history, it's got to be one of the most iconic buildings ever.
Yeah.
And I want to be a part of that film history. I would love to shoot something at the Empire State Building.
Yeah. Just saying.
Enough
Just
said.
saying. It's
Enough
beautiful,
said.
man.
It's beautiful.
It's absolutely beautiful. My number 2 is kind of surprising, but I think it's just such a grand hotel and such of like a place. The Beau Rivage Hotel in Biloxi, Mississippi. It is honestly gorgeous. The outside
Oh my
is
gosh.
absolutely beautiful. The fountain, the walkway, like the staircase. Like I feel like the outside by itself could easily be featured in a film.
Sure.
And then the inside, like the red carpet everywhere, it's just beautiful. Any casino, honestly.
Yeah.
Like any like grand casino, I feel like would be badass.
Yeah, and now it's got MGM Park across from it, so
Yeah.
you get that whole aesthetic of this beautiful building, and then the ballpark across. Yeah, that'd be epic to shoot at, no doubt, no doubt. Sticking in the Los Angeles theme here, I'm bouncing coasts. The Hollywood sign, Mount Lee.
Yes.
But I mean, for anybody who doesn't know, for anybody who hasn't made it to the top. Okay, made it all the way to the top. There's like all this stuff behind the sign. There's these like rock formations and these like paths, and I just think it would be the view from there, unbeatable.
Yeah,
you will
seriously.
never see a better view than from behind that sign. And I just think to shoot something back there, whether it's a creepy horror thing about somebody trying to survive or just any kind of a thing like that, I think it would be absolutely epic.
Yeah.
We always see the front. We always
Yeah,
see the front.
always.
But from behind, it's just as epic and maybe even more intriguing to see on film than the front of the sign. So
Yeah.
I would like to do that. I would like to show behind the scenes.
Behind the scenes.
Yes.
Behind the sign. All right. My number 1. Nobody's ever getting in this motherfucker, but it's fine. It's fine. Buckingham Palace, London, England. Just absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely beautiful. But the Queen ain't letting nobody in there.
No.
No.
Maybe when Kate and William though.
Maybe.
I mean, when they're on the throne, I feel like they're so open and down to earth and just like the people's people. Maybe they'll let people in.
Yeah, it looks so amazing. I can only imagine what it looks like inside, and honestly, like the scale, the scope of that motherfucker is just like no words. I have no words.
Yeah.
Like, it's just huge.
I,
Like,
I
see?
totally
Yeah,
agree. I
like-
totally agree. I mean, I mean, who wouldn't want to film in there?
Exactly.
It's amazing, and the history behind it. See, I'm a huge history buff, so I just think anything like that. Buckingham has such a huge history.
It
behind
really
it,
does.
right? And that's why my number one pick is same type thing. The Kyoto Imperial Palace in Japan.
Yeah.
Literally any of the imperial palaces in Japan, old
Yeah.
school, ancient,
Yeah.
from the days of the imperial rulers and the shoguns and the samurais, and I love the culture. I love the history that's involved with that, and I just think just watch Last Samurai. You'll see what I'm talking about. That iconic location with the cherry trees and just the streams and the gardens and, like you said, gardens. And
Yeah.
it's just beautiful. I couldn't imagine finding a more beautiful place outside of the U.S. to shoot than there. I
Yeah.
just, there you go. That's me.
Yeah,
all
right there.
That's what I want.
Yes. Oh my goodness. And I mean, there's the box office.
Yes.
It's there, but no one knows where.
No. It was a tight race for number one this week.
So tight, so tight. Box office recap. It's not The Wretched at number one anymore.
No.
But I did see that The Wretched surpassed $1 million.
Yes.
So congratulations to everybody a part of that. Congratulations to our boy Jameson Jones.
Yes.
Rocking and rolling with that one. But yes, it's at number 2 now. Last week it pulled in $205,000. And number 1 was Becky with $206,000.
Now, is this the story of like an aunt that went to prison for fraud or not?
Yeah.
No, it's not that, Becky. That's
Number 3 was Strike. And are you guys ready for this? Total $1. $1. That's it. And this number 4, Sex and the Future. $1. So I do with that what you will. Especially Sex and the Future. Like, it's just weird, man.
I don't even know what to say about that.
I know.
I don't even know what to say about that.
It was really
So grand
absolutely
total,
insane.
like what? 411,000, 12, 13, 400 and 13, $411,013.
Yep, right there. Yeah. Kudos to y'all.
Or a couple of hours of tickets sold for a Marvel movie.
Yeah.
Like,
Exactly. Like the first 3 hours.
Yeah,
like that's already.
they make that shit. Or
Completely
what
pass
Bezos
up.
makes just now.
Yeah, exactly. In 1 second, that went into his pocket.
That's right.
Absolutely crazy, man. Absolutely crazy. And now it is time for the IMDb Pro Top Trending segment.
Yes!
Oh, man. We love this app.
We do.
Absolutely amazing thing. We recommend it to everyone we come in contact with, especially if you are involved in the entertainment
It's
industry,
true.
because it's a need to have.
Our intern will use this app relentlessly.
Exactly.
It's the Bible. It's
It is.
the industry Bible, no doubt.
It is. For the top trending movie, we got Uncut Gems.
That makes total sense to me.
Yeah.
Its resurgence on Netflix. Now that it's on Netflix, I think anybody who didn't see it in the theaters is jumping at it. And,
Yeah.
who doesn't want to see Adam Sandler all crazy bad?
Yeah, I agree.
Like, I mean, dude, my favorite Adam Sandler performance, honestly.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I love Bobby Boucher and,
Yeah.
all Happy Gilmore and all them. But this was a badass movie. So
It was. I mean, completely plot twist. Or, I mean, kind of plot twist. You could kind of see it happening, but not in the way it happened. Like, it was wild, guys. Go watch it. Go stream it on Netflix. Rocking and rolling. And Netflix also owns the top trending TV show, Space
Yes.
Force.
Space Force.
It's freaking hilarious, guys. If you like The Office, you'll like this one.
Yeah.
It's a little bit more goofier than The Office, but I mean, you got Lisa Kudrow, you got Steve Carell, like so many amazing actors that are a part of this thing. It's hilarious.
It is.
Making fun of Trump the whole time. It's great.
I mean, and rightfully so, because Trump, let's be honest about it.
Yeah.
Trump stole everything about the real Space Force from, like, Star Trek.
Yeah.
So you got to make fun of him.
The logo looks exactly like the Star Trek.
So it only makes sense that there's a Steve Carell show making fun of that.
Exactly.
right.
Exactly. And the top trending star, Diana Silvers.
No.
Yeah. I don't know.
We don't know why.
Yeah.
Like, we don't know why. So we're going to have to refer to the Bible and find out.
Exactly.
See, that was a tease. That's all. You want to know why she's the top trending star? You want to know who she is? get IMDb Pro.
Exactly. That it's really just a big promo for IMDb Pro. That's right there, guys. Oh my goodness. But anyway, thank you for getting a little crazy with us on episode 116. So good. We got to thank our guest one more time, Ryan Krause.
You did so well with his name all week. You have been great. You have been great.
Well, and Ella Thomas, just amazing people. And
Yes.
Be sure to check out Quarantine on IGTV, and be sure to follow them and all that good stuff. Be sure to follow our company, on social media at Crazy Ant Media on all social media platforms. Be sure to follow us both on social media, our professional accounts, myself at JLoFantastic, and
Crazy Ant Guy 1970.
that's right. And you can also subscribe to this podcast anywhere you listen to your podcast: Anchor, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Play Music, iHeartRadio. Watch us on YouTube and so much more. Be sure to hit that like button on YouTube. Subscribe as well.
Here it comes.
Ring that bell.
You can ring my
bell.
Ring my bell.
Yeah,
Woo!
right there.
Yeah.
Right there, man. It's so good. It's so good. So much good content on our YouTube page. If you want to see us sing Piano Man, we got you covered.
Yes,
Go.
Jeremy Gordon, go check that out, my man. All right.
Exactly. And then, of course, visit our website, crazyantmedia.com, for the latest and greatest on anything happening here at Crazy Ant Media. And our merchandise website at crazyantmedia.com. You can start get some shirts, get some hats, get some bags, sweatshirts, anything along those lines. You have some apparel needs, we have you covered. Man, it's just been a great show.
It has been.
And honestly, I like talking about, like, differing opinions and trying to think of new things. So I like the SAG stuff. I like talking about that because, I mean, it is a very important topic right now that everyone needs to have, especially the award seasons and the award competitions and things like that. And then, of course, I love talking about fucking Spider-Man.
Yes.
Into the Spider-Universe.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, anytime we talk about superheroes, it's
Obviously.
definitely one of my favorite parts of the show. And I agree with you. I really enjoy talking about Asha and what she's kind of like, I have got to do a better job. What they have kind of brought to the forefront of how to address things. And if you can spark a conversation or a debate, then you're doing something good.
Yeah.
And so I really enjoyed that. And again, obviously, our interview segment.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm still laughing. I am
know,
still
right?
laughing. Like they were just wonderful, just fantastic.
So good. And I mean, of course, one of our fucking favorite parts of the show is talking about the only O that matters.
Yes, Oprah!